Stop boiling your sweet potatoes in plain water. It's the reason they often turn bland and lose their rich, buttery flavor. What if I told you that this simple kitchen habit is quietly stripping away their natural sweetness, texture, and nutrients? Today, I'll reveal a chef's secret method that turns ordinary sweet potatoes into soft caramelized bites that practically melt in your mouth. Let's get straight to the real secret behind those creamy, melt-like butter sweet potatoes that top chefs swear by. It all begins with choosing the right sweet potatoes and treating them with care before cooking. Once you've selected those firm, evenly sized, vibrant sweet potatoes, it's time to clean them the right way. Fill a large bowl with clean water, add 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and stir well. Soak your sweet potatoes for about 2 minutes. The baking soda loosens the dirt and kills surface bacteria naturally without harsh scrubbing. After soaking, gently rub each potato with your hands until clean and rinse them thoroughly. Here's something most people don't know. Never peel your sweet potatoes before cooking. The skin is nature's perfect barrier. It locks in moisture and sugar, and prevents essential vitamins like beta-carotene and vitamin C from escaping. You'll notice some white sap oozing out when cutting off the ends. That's a sign your sweet potatoes are fresh and full of natural sweetness. Once clean, fill another basin with clean water and add a tablespoon of salt. Soak the potatoes for about 15 minutes with both ends submerged. This step might seem simple, but it's a crucial chef trick. The salt water calms the enzymes that cause oxidation, bloating, or stomach discomfort. It also makes your sweet potatoes cook faster and taste noticeably sweeter. Now, it's time for the magic cooking process, the roasting method. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. While waiting, take a fork or a sharp knife and gently pierce small holes all around each potato. These little vents allow steam to escape during baking, helping them cook evenly and preventing the skin from bursting. Then, brush a thin layer of olive oil or melted butter across the entire surface of the skin. This step creates that crisp, golden brown finish that you see in restaurant dishes. Place the potatoes on a baking tray lined with parchment paper, or directly on the oven rack for a slightly smokier flavor. Slide them into the preheated oven and let the heat do its magic. After about 25 to 30 minutes, you'll start to smell a warm, caramel-like fragrance spreading through your kitchen. That's the sugars inside caramelizing naturally. When you can easily insert a toothpick or chopstick through the center, you'll know they're perfectly cooked. The skin will have a light crunch, and the inside will be soft, creamy, and bursting with flavor. Once out of the oven, let them rest for 5 minutes before cutting. This helps redistribute the natural juices for that buttery texture everyone loves. If you prefer a gentler, nutrient-preserving approach, you can try the steaming method instead. Pour water into a pot and bring it to a rolling boil before adding your steaming rack. Arrange your sweet potatoes evenly on the rack and make sure they're not touching the water. Cover tightly and steam on high heat for 15 minutes, then lower to medium and continue for another 15 minutes. The two-step steaming process allows the starches to slowly convert into natural sugars, making the potatoes sweeter and silkier. Once the skin starts to crack slightly and releases a faint, sweet aroma, they're ready. Allow them to cool for a few minutes before serving, and you'll notice how easily the skin slips off, revealing the smooth, golden interior. You can drizzle a little honey or melted butter on top for extra indulgence, but honestly, they're delicious even plain. The difference between these methods and plain boiling is night and day. When you boil sweet potatoes, all the nutrients and sugars dissolve into the water, leaving behind a bland, soggy texture. But when you bake or steam them correctly, the sugars stay concentrated, the texture turns creamy, and the flavor deepens beautifully. These techniques preserve every bit of beta-carotene, potassium, and antioxidants, making the dish not only tastier, but also far healthier. Whether you're making a comforting snack, a breakfast bowl, or a gourmet side dish, this method ensures your sweet potatoes come out perfect every single time. Now that you've mastered the art of roasting and steaming sweet potatoes to perfection, let's take it a step further and turn them into a creamy, velvety dish that truly melts in your mouth. This next part combines everything you've learned so far and transforms your sweet potatoes into a dish that's both comforting and luxurious. A dessert-like treat or a side dish that fits right into a 5-star menu. We're talking about the baked sweet potato mash, a dish that's as simple as it is impressive. Start by selecting your perfectly steamed sweet potatoes, the ones that are soft, aromatic, and golden from the inside. Allow them to cool just slightly, then gently peel away the skin. You'll notice how easily it slips off. thanks to the gentle cooking process that preserved all the moisture inside. Place them into a large mixing bowl while they're still warm, as the heat helps in breaking down the starch and blending the ingredients more smoothly. Using a fork or potato masher, begin mashing them slowly. Don't rush this step. The goal is to achieve a silky, lump-free texture. The natural sugars will start to release, and the mixture will turn creamy, glowing with that signature orange color that signals richness and health. Now it's time to elevate the flavor. Add 1 tablespoon of softened butter for that silky, buttery mouthfeel that makes each bite rich and satisfying. Then, sprinkle in 1 to 2 tablespoons of brown sugar to deepen the caramel notes. Brown sugar blends perfectly with the natural sweetness of sweet potatoes, giving them that roasted, toffee-like flavor that feels indulgent, but not overpowering. Next, add a small pinch of salt. This might sound counterintuitive, but salt actually enhances sweetness and balances the flavor beautifully. To add a subtle warmth and aroma, mix in a pinch of cinnamon or nutmeg. Both spices pair wonderfully with sweet potatoes, creating a cozy, dessert-like scent that fills your kitchen. Crack 1 egg into a separate bowl, beat it lightly, and then pour it into your mashed mixture. The egg helps bind everything together and adds a soft, pudding-like structure after baking. Add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, a secret chef touch that brightens the flavor and prevents the mixture from tasting too heavy. Finally, sprinkle in 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour, which helps stabilize the mash as it bakes and gives it a smooth, slightly firm texture. Mix everything gently until the ingredients come together into a creamy, glowing orange mixture. Preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then grease a small baking dish or line it with parchment paper. Pour the mixture in and use a spoon or spatula to smooth the surface evenly. You can even create light swirls or patterns on top for a professional look. Now, place it in the oven and let it bake for 25 to 30 minutes. During this time, the magic happens. The butter melts, the sugars caramelize, and the top develops a golden brown crust while the inside stays soft, creamy, and aromatic. As the minutes pass, your kitchen will fill with an irresistible scent, sweet, buttery, and slightly spicy. When you take it out of the oven, let it rest for 5 minutes. The surface will glisten slightly, the edges will be crisp, and the aroma will be enough to make anyone's mouth water. Slice it gently and serve warm. Each bite will feel like a combination of roasted caramel and creamy butter. Sweet, smooth, and unbelievably satisfying. If you want to take it up another notch, you can add a drizzle of honey or maple syrup on top, or sprinkle crushed nuts like walnuts or pecans for a bit of crunch. This baked sweet potato mash pairs beautifully with grilled chicken, fish, or even as a standalone treat with tea or coffee. It's healthy, filling, and comforting, the kind of dish that makes you feel nourished and happy at the same time. And the best part? It's entirely natural. No added sugars, no artificial flavor, just pure sweetness from the earth itself. That's the beauty of learning how to handle sweet potatoes the right way. When cooked correctly, they don't just taste better, they transform into something extraordinary. So the next time you crave something sweet, skip the desserts packed with refined sugar and reach for a few sweet potatoes instead. Follow these 3 chef-approved methods: proper washing, careful soaking, and either roasting, steaming, or baking into mash. And you'll unlock a level of flavor that's hard to believe comes from such a humble vegetable. You'll find that their natural creaminess, subtle sweetness, and rich aroma can outshine even the most elaborate recipes. And every bite will remind you that the best flavors don't come from complicated techniques, but from understanding and respecting what nature gives us. So go ahead, try these steps today, and the next time you serve sweet potatoes, watch how everyone at the table pauses for a moment, surprised at how something so simple could taste so divine.